Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of our previous poll of the day, bungee jumping just barely beat out skydiving. Today's poll of the day, Converse or Vans? Everyone, we have almost exactly 1 month to go in this marking period, and therefore the school year. Many teachers, myself included, are even cleaning out our classrooms this week. For us in these online classes, this means that we need to get right into reading enough pages each week in order to finish the unit on time. So let's go. Today's student learning goal, I can rededicate to schoolwork and making progress in the novel for the final month working from home. Up until this point in our story, we have seen the Walls family move around into many different episodes of Jeanette's life. The Walls family includes the father, Rex, the mother, Rosemary, the oldest daughter, Lori, their second daughter, Jeanette, our main character and narrator who is at this point about 10 years old, Jeanette's younger brother, Brian, and the youngest sibling of them all, Maureen. Quite consistently throughout this story, the family has encountered a number of external conflicts, fighting with bullies at school, fighting against poverty, fighting against the judgment and pressure of people around them and societal norms. And quite often, legal authorities have represented external conflicts for Walls as well. There have also been various internal struggles, such as Rex's returning struggle with alcohol addiction, very often triggered by his insecurity with his status both in life and in his family. Rosemary has been struggling with her life goals and aspirations, as she has always dreamed of being an artist, but for a number of reasons, some of her own making, has found very severe struggles with accomplishing that goal. The children as well struggle internally. Jeanette and Brian in particular once had an image of their father as this borderline superhero-like figure and model of wisdom who can do anything. They now struggle with reconciling their developing understanding of the flawed human that he really is. They've begun to see that their dad is not perfect and can be, in fact, sometimes terrible. See, the Walls family always has plans for the future. Always there's a goal and a desire to do better and make it big or strike it rich. Someday they intend to build the glass castle.
There it is!
So far though, all the plans and good intentions have done very little toward reaching that goal. Today's reading will take us from page 129 to 144. We need to keep up a solid pace to finish the novel on time. We have 1 month remaining this school year, so let's make it a solid final month. Now, as you have no doubt noticed by this point in the memoir, nothing is censored as Jeanette tells us her life stories and many traumatic experiences that she has gone through with her family. Today's reading has a content warning, specifically for very severe images and situations of bullying, and for racist language coming from Jeanette's grandmother and other characters. Please be prepared for this content before you start reading. You may pause the video now and read page 129 to 144. Welcome back to the video, everybody. Now, the start of the Walls' time in Welsh, West Virginia is accentuated by a few things. Grandma Irma's coldness towards the family is pretty evident. She is Rex's mother, and through interactions with her, Stanley, and Ted, we come to understand Rex a little better by the way he interacts with his family, and maybe see how he developed the personality and the specific faults that he has. Much more on that in a future video. Besides Grandma Irma, the Walls' initial impression of the small rural town of Welsh is also quite negative, focusing on the poverty and the poor physical condition of the town. Although, Rosemary seems oblivious to this, as she only tries to look on the bright side. Is this optimism, though, or ignorance? Things also didn't look too bright at Jeanette's new school, as a misunderstanding gets her and Brian placed in remedial classes, and they immediately become targets of bullying, and not just name-calling, but severe physical violence. Eventually, Jeanette is able to find a way to make peace with her bully, but then she receives antagonism from her grandma Irma for befriending a black girl. Irma gets downright nasty and racist. Jeanette gives Irma a piece of her mind, like the kids have always done before when they have a disagreement or have strong ideas or opinions that are different from their mothers or fathers. This time, though, Rosemary does not support Jeanette's decision to argue with her grandmother, stating that you've got to try and find a positive in most everybody, and that sometimes it's better to be polite than it is to be correct. Hey guys, Mr. Canale editing the video right now. I just want to interject real quick and explain. In this moment, Rosemary's not defending the grandmother's right to be racist, as to say or even think such things as Irma is saying is deplorable. It's awful. What Rosemary is saying is that it is sometimes better to allow Irma to live in this ignorance than it would be to vainly try and change her now. Okay, just wanted to explain that. Back into the video now. You have 3 discussion questions that have been posted into your OneNotes today, ladies and gentlemen. They are, number 1, contrast the difference in Rex and Rosemary's attitudes upon arriving in Welsh. How are they different? Explain. 2, why did Jeanette and Brian end up in special classes for students with disabilities at their new school? Is this fair? And 3, why does Denisha Hewitt, Jeanette's bully, eventually stop bullying her? Please answer those discussion questions in your OneNotes today, ladies and gentlemen, as there will be new discussion questions coming up in future readings. A reminder that there are only 2 more article analyses to go this year. Number 15 is due this Friday and number 16 are due next Friday. If you still owe number 13 or number 14, they're also a part of this final marking period, so contact me if you turn them in late. A few reminders before wrapping up: stay on top of all assigned reading, everybody. At this point, the plan is to finish all reading in about 3 weeks, so that we may review before the final test, which I will be taking as the final exam this year due to school closure. I am telling you now so that you may plan accordingly. In the week of June 8th to 12th, we will have our final exam. You need to make sure that you have internet access that week, or let me know now if you won't. So, getting ready to sign off, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, everybody, that we are working at a pace enough to finish on time, and we cannot let up. We're doing less than a third of the work that we normally do in a week of school at this point. After some rough weather days there, I really hope that we are done with the snow for the year, and that we have some sunshine to go out and enjoy. So until Wednesday then, ladies and gentlemen, everyone make good decisions and have a great day.